Hi guys, my name is Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing a review and some swatches of the new e.l.f. Putty Bronzers as well as the new Acne-Fighting Putty Primer. I'm so excited to share my thoughts of these products with you guys. Thank you so much to e.l.f. for sending me these products. I'm so grateful to be able to try them out. And yeah, so if you would like to see my thoughts on the primer and the new bronzers, please keep on watching. So I have done my brows already and I'm going to do a majority of my face until we get to the point in which we need to use the bronzer. So I'm going to record me doing my face, and if you don't want to watch that, I will leave a timestamp on the screen and down below of where you can skip to watch me review the bronzer. I will also make sure to leave all of the products that I have used on my face down below. So let's begin. So one of the new products from e.l.f. that I also wanted to try that they sent over was the Acne-Fighting Putty Primer. This looks really interesting, so I'm really excited to try it out. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's kind of this green color. They also sent over a putty primer applicator, so it has like a little spatula on the side, on one side, and then a brush on the other, which is amazing because if you have nails like I do sometimes, it's kind of hard to, you know, get in there. So yeah, I thought we could also try this primer together. I actually have quite acne prone skin, so it would be really interesting to see if this does anything for it. Usually I like to use my hands to blend my primer in, but this brush is actually quite nice. And I don't know if you know, but usually I like to use two primers. So I'm also going to use another e.l.f. primer, which is the Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I really love that primer. It's like a gripping primer and helps your makeup to last all day. This primer feels really nice on my skin. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels very moisturizing. It just feels good on my skin. It's not greasy, it's not shiny. I absolutely love the putty primers. I use the matte putty primer all the time in my videos. I also have the poreless putty primer and it is amazing. So it's really great that they added a new one to the collection. Now I'm going to finish off the rest of my face and I'll come back to talk to you guys about the bronzer when I get to that step. So now I'm at the stage in which I would do my bronzer, and e.l.f. kindly sent over 3 shades of the new Putty Bronzer. This first one is in the shade Tan Lines. This is what it looks like. I'll open it up for you. I will do swatches of all of them. This one definitely looks a little bit too light for me, but that's okay. That's what she looks like. This next one here is called Bronzed Belle. This is what the shade looks like. Here is what the shade looks like. This one is really, really rich. I think this is the one that I'm going to go for today. And the last shade that they sent is called Beach Please. This is a really, really dark, rich toned bronzer. This one for me is giving cream contour rather than bronze. I would probably use this to cream contour, but it's a really, really rich, deep shade. I'm really, really thankful that e.l.f. gave us a good shade range. I'm sure there's another one that would work for me, but these were the ones that they sent over, and I'm so grateful for that. I think I'm going to go into the shade, what is it called again? Bronzed Belle. It looks like this. I think that this would be a good bronzer shade for me. And yeah, let's try it out. I'm going to be using this angled brush from Mented. The jar is a little bit small, so I'm gonna have to work my brush in there, but that's okay. And I did set under my eyes. I did not set my entire face because I didn't want to risk the Putty Bronzer moving around any powders or anything. So yeah, let's try it out. Just gonna dip my brush in here. Get the brush really coated. And yeah, let's try it out. I'm so excited. Okay. Ooh, okay. Oh, that is pretty. This color is really pretty. I think that this is more of a golden toned bronzer, which I don't always use, but I think it's really, really beautiful. And it has a little bit of a sheen to it. But I'm noticing that it is starting to dry down. Ooh, I like that. That's really, really pretty. I'm gonna use my brush to just blend out these edges a little bit. So this is definitely much more pigmented than I thought. And it's not too deep of a shade. I like this shade because it really just adds warmth to my face. As you can see, the difference between this side with the bronzer and this side without the bronzer, it really just adds a warmth and dimension to my face, but it's not really, it's not super dark, as you can see. I really, really like how this looks. And it's really pigmented. I did not expect it to be as pigmented as it was. I might have added, like, honestly a little bit too much, but I think it blends out really nicely. And it started out with kind of a sheen, but it dried to almost to like a powder, which is really, really nice. Let's do the other side. Now I'm also going to put a little bit of this on my forehead, which is one of my favorite parts. I love putting bronzer on my forehead. This bronzer is so beautiful. I just love this almost golden tone that this one has. I feel like a lot of bronzers tend to have a more red tone, and this one is really neutral golden, which I really, really like. I think it just looks so natural and beautiful on my skin. And I really love how it has the slightest bit of sheen. It's not like a shimmer, it's kind of just like a glow, and then it just dries down matte. Really, really pretty. And though I did put this over a semi-set face, I think you can definitely put it before your powders as well. So now I've zoomed you in a little bit more just so that you can see the color on my face, and you can also see the sheen that it provides. It's a really subtle bronzer, but it looks really beautiful on the skin. I'm going to swatch the other shades on the back of my hand just so you can see what they all look like. The first one that I'm going to use is Tan Lines. So here is Tan Lines. That is definitely too light for me. It's almost kind of close to my skin tone, so I would not use this one to bronze my face personally. Next, here is Bronzed Babe. This is the one that I just used to bronze. So this one is also kind of close, but I think it's more of a subtle bronzer shade for me. It's not too dark. Lastly, we have Beach Please, which is right here. This one has more of a reddish purple undertone. As you can see, I'm really curious to see what this would look like on me, almost as like a cream contour, but it's really beautiful. I think this shade is really nice for people who have even deeper skin than I do. So just out of curiosity, I went and took Beach Please and applied it right underneath where I put the other bronzer. This gave it more of a sculpted and contoured look, and I actually really like this shade. I was actually a little bit afraid of it because, you know, it's very deep, but I think it gives a really nice sculpted contoured look. I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but I can. It gives me a little bit more depth, and I really like how that looks. I do like a really nice sculpted face, but I also really like how natural Bronzed Babe looks on me. Usually I wouldn't go for something that has this more purple reddish undertone, but it looks so good. I know the dark skin girls are gonna love this. Y'all are going to love this. And honestly, I think now I'm gonna start mixing these together because I like the shade that it gives me. I'm in love. Thank you, e.l.f. for these bronzers. I'm just obsessed. I'm literally obsessed. Bronzer is one of my favorite steps in my makeup routine, and I remember not being able to think that I could find bronzers that were dark enough for me or any that would work for me. I didn't even think I could wear bronzer or that I was supposed to, but now I'm so glad that these brands are starting to create bronzers that can work on deeper skin tones. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I also have the Putty blush. This came out a while, oh, that's upside down. The Putty blush, this came out a while ago, but I thought I would apply this in this video as well. This is in the shade Caribbean, I believe. Yes, I have the Putty blush in the shade Caribbean, and it's this really beautiful wine colored blush, and I think it would go really well with the makeup look that I have, so I'm also going to apply this blush. That is so pretty. I love the purple tone of this blush. I think it complements the eyes beautifully. All of e.l.f.'s Putty products are just amazing. What I love the most about the Putty blush and also now the Putty bronzer is that you can apply it over powder and it doesn't disrupt anything. It has like almost like a cream to powder type of finish. I don't know if that's in the claims, but that's the type of finish that it provides, and it doesn't disrupt or shift or move anything underneath, and it gives you this really nice glow from within type of look. Like, I don't even need to put any highlighter on. My skin is glowing, and I used a matte foundation today. I really just love the natural glow type of look, especially for the summertime. Just so it's so beautiful, so refreshing. 10 out of 10, amazing. e.l.f., you've done it again. You've literally done it again. So now I'm going to finish the rest of my face. All I have to do is put on some lashes and mascara and do my lips, and then I will come back and share my final thoughts about the Putty bronzer. So here is my finished look. I hope you guys like it. Again, I will leave all of the products that I have used down in the description along with links to where you can purchase them. I wanted to talk about my final thoughts on the Putty bronzers and also the Acne-Fighting Putty Primer. This Putty Primer is really nice. I think I'd have to use it more times to see if it actually is Acne-Fighting, but it felt really, really nice and hydrating on my skin without being greasy or oily. So far so good. It had a really good first impression on me. Now for the Putty Bronzers, as you guys could probably tell, I absolutely love them. I'm really, really impressed with the shade range. And you can go and look at them online. I just have 3 of the shades here, but I'm really impressed with the shade range and I'm really happy that it worked so well on my skin tone. I really, really love how it looks also with the Putty blush. Amazing combination, especially for summer. It makes you look really, really glowy and beautiful, and it's a really natural look. It's not too harsh. It blends out so easily, and it has a glow without making you greasy. And I'm really curious to see how this wears throughout the day. I also really like how the Putty Bronzer dries to almost a powder formula as you blend it. And yeah, it's really, really, really nice. I'm so happy with how these bronzers look on me, and I hope you get them as well. They retail for $6, so they're super affordable and definitely worth all $6 that they cost. If you would like to purchase the Putty Bronzers, I will leave links to them all down in the description box. If you want to purchase anything from e.l.f., I'll leave a link to that down below as well. Again, I will leave everything that I used on my face in the description box, so if you're wondering about anything that I used, it'll be down there. A lot of them were also e.l.f. products because e.l.f. is just one of my favorite drugstore brands that really give what needs to be gave every time. I don't have anything from e.l.f. that I don't like. So that is all for today's video. Please make sure to give this video a like, leave a comment down below, and to subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, make sure to turn on the post notification bell so that you don't miss any other videos from me. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!